All right, hello. So, for the final version of the YouTube lesson, I'll be discussing human adaptations, specifically the different populations throughout the world and how they gained their adaptations. So, to go over again definitions, an adaptation is basically how organisms evolve over time to better their chance of survival in an environment. And this passes on from parent to offspring, and it also occurs through natural selection, which basically certain individuals will have different traits, and over time, the specific traits can better their chance of survival in their environment. And the more of those that have those specific traits, the more the future generations will gain that trait. And so, for the example right here of natural selection, we have the examples of the beetles that are more brown, and over time, with their offspring, even if they mix with a different color beetle, they will gain the same as well, and they would just adapt to their environment and whatnot. So to go over our first human adaptation, we're gonna cover over the high altitude adaptation that the people in Tibet have. So a little bit of context: the obviously there's thin air. The higher the altitude, the less air there will be, and so in Tibet, they have a specific gene called the EPAS1 gene, which controls the body's response to low oxygen. The Tibetan population up in the mountain ranges have adapted over thousands of years to evolve to better um, gain oxygen over high altitudes. And so that the result of that, it makes more oxygen intake better to gain faster breathing and better blood flow for those regions up there. And this also applies to not only the Tibets, but also in the Andes Mountains in Peru, and just any population where high above thousands of years of evolution have allowed them to gain this adaptation. The next one would be the sea nomad adaptation in Southeast Asia. This belongs to the Banjau people, which are located in like the coasts of Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. And so they basically gained a mutation which enlarged their spleen, and which basically that results into more oxygenated blood to flow throughout their body. So these red blood cells, they carry more oxygen throughout the body, and with for this adaptation, they're allowed to hold their breath for super long periods of time, and majority of their time is spent in the water. So that's how they were able to gain that adaptation. And they also gain a fast swimming ability as well as a dive reflex. The next one is cold climate adaptation. This belongs to the Inuit people that are all throughout the Arctic region, so Alaska, parts of Canada, and even near the Bering Strait in Russia. Now, these people have been here for thousands of years. And so, between that time, natural selection made it so that those that carried the genetic variants, gain they would have stockier bodies and shorter limbs, and because of that, that allows more body heat to go throughout their whole body and less time to cover all of it. And they gained a genetic variant to endure the core adaptation from genes TBX15 and WRS2, which basically allows them to distribute body fat all throughout their body so that they can adapt to temperatures from the low 10 degrees Celsius to even below zero. And not only from biological adaptations did they survive, but also their diet, which includes mammals and fish. And with the mutation, this would allow more of the fats and proteins to better go and fill in throughout their body. And these are my sources right here. And that's it. Thank you.